good out there, everybody? This is GeekSet Radio, your number one pop culture tech podcast. My name is Judd. I'm a little hungover today, so bear with me. As always, I got my main man Danny.
What's up, people? It's Danny, aka Newark Hip Hop.
Right, we're back in the building again. We had some unforeseen difficulties last week, so sorry if you guys missed us, but in a way it helps out our bandwidth issue that we haven't figured out yet. So anyway, like always, we're gonna jump off with some tech news. Things been a little slow lately compared to the mad rush that was a couple of weeks ago. But let's get talking about HTC's event. They announced their own version of their Windows Phone.
Yeah, HTC dropped their Windows Phone, the Windows Phone 8X, and it's pretty much from what I'm seeing. I mean, it's a 1X with a bunch of pretty colors, but it's 4.3-inch screen, 720p display, LTE dual core S4. Spec wise, it's a pretty capable phone. It has Windows 8 Mobile on it, which is pretty much untested. It's untested at all, pretty much up until this point. And I'm happy that Windows is kind of they're moving away from Nokia, because you would swear it was only Nokia phones coming. HTC makes I'm a big fan of their hardware.
Yeah, I'm on the fence about it. Like, it looks cool, like it looks nice, and it's just different. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't knock HTC at all for doing something like this, because it's just gonna help them out. The one thing though that I have a problem with HTC, and they seem to do this all the time, is they always drop the ball with their batteries. Like, they only put an 1800 milliamp battery in here. I mean, that's pretty good. But at this point in the game, I would like to see the phones with 2000 milliamps and up. But from what I hear though, what the rumblings and all that are about, Windows Phone 8 or the OS itself, is that it's better on battery. So we'll have to see going forward. HTC phones usually have shitty battery life anyway, and I think it
wouldn't have hurt them anyway.
More so processor than anything.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't have hurt them. Like, you said, to drop a 25 or 22 milliamp battery in there. But yeah, I've heard that Windows 8 is light on the system, so battery like this should last. But yeah, I mean, it would have been a selling point if let's say even this 1800 milliamp battery lasts you, I don't know, whatever, 10 hours. If you had thrown a 25 in there, you could have been like, you know what, Windows 8 phone, we're lasting 15 hours. That's something Android or iPhone doesn't even do.
Yeah, that would be huge, because if they market this right, I mean, it doesn't seem like they're doing it right now, marketing towards, the business folks or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you imagine if they started marketing for business, you got all of your Microsoft Office apps and all of that, your suite apps and all that, your Word and, combined with 15-hour battery life or something like that, that's great for business people that are always on the move, that don't have time to be charging their phones, and especially since it is an integrated battery, I think if you're going to have an integrated battery, you have to make it big.
Definitely. But yeah,
phone doesn't carry that weight.
Phone doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad overall. HTC, they're great with the software. Of course, it has the Beats speaker. It has the little grill, same color as the phone. Whatever color you get in, I believe it's like blue, red, yellow, and black. I don't believe there's a white version of it, because it would look like a 1X. like a 1X.
They actually have the colors on the Engadget page: California blue, graphite black, flame red, limelight yellow.
Wow.
I don't really get the limelight yellow, but
wow. I think everybody already knows how I feel about these Windows phones and these colors that they got going on. But I mean, we've spoken about it week after week with these Windows 8 phones. It's gonna have to be about marketing, because
I think marketing, and then I think you dropped a link in the collie the other day about the price point, right? The rumor of the price points for these. No. The HTC ones. I think it was the Nokia ones.
It was the Nokia one, but I don't know. People are saying it's going to be subsidized. It should be less. This is a high quality phone. You can't take it away. Like, spec wise, it's a high quality phone, so I would expect it to cost about as much as any other high quality Android or iPhone would cost. But the deal is that we're already we know what Android and iPhone is capable of. Nobody really knows how capable these Windows phones are.
Right.
Windows 8 phones.
Yeah, that's going to be the big thing for them. And we kind of keep mean, maybe it'll be good, but to this day, I still haven't seen anybody with. I think I've seen like one person with a Windows 7.
Yeah, I've never met anybody with a Windows 8 phone. I was just at T-Mobile yesterday, paying off my bill, and they have all the Android phones up front, especially the S3s and the One X's and all that. And Windows 8 has like a little desk in the back corner. No, I'm sorry, not Windows 8, like the Windows the Windows 7.5 phones or whatever. Got like a little
I'm telling you,
corner.
when I was in Atlantic City this weekend, and I see, with the other reporters and stuff covering the Bellator fight, I see, a good amount of iPhones, but I'm starting to see a lot of people using Android phones. Whereas usually business people were using iPhones almost exclusively. Now I'm starting to see more people, using Android. The Galaxy S2s, Galaxy S3s. I've seen a couple people rocking the One X when I was at Caesars and stuff like that. So, I think it's one of those things. A lot of people that are riding for Apple and are big Apple fans, they still see them as, being at the top. But slowly but surely, people are jumping ship.
Definitely, we see it all the time in the comments and even on the Kali. There's been a bunch of people that have posted in the Android thread. They switched over from the iPhone to the S3. It's just, it's people want progress. We're gonna get into that in a little bit more.
All right, so let's we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. If anybody remembers, I know it's funny. That's why I put it in the show notes. We were talking about all those rumor Beats by Dre devices and all that. Well, Dre done did it again, y'all. He got it's called a Beats Pill Bluetooth speaker, and it looks like a pill from Dr. Mario.
Pretty much. It's funny. Remember a couple of shows where I was talking about, I saw Chief Keef. I put up a picture, and he had a Beats speaker.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna ask you about that. And I swear it was this thing. I don't know how he had it ahead of time. It was some type of hookup or something, but it was this thing. I like the idea behind this. It's a Bluetooth wireless speaker. I like the idea behind it. I don't know why in the world they would choose this pill design for it, though.
It should look. I'm telling you, the first thing I thought of, I said, man, this should look like Dr. Mario, man. But I mean, it's kind of dope. I mean, I don't. Maybe it has some reasoning for, the way the sound comes out, or I don't know. But it's a USB rechargeable battery. They're supposedly coming out with some new headphones coming out at the same time. But I don't know. It probably sounds really good. It doesn't seem like it's very big either, So I don't know what use it would really be besides, maybe at home if you're having like a small party or something like that, something underneath your TV. But I don't know. I think it's just one of those little gimmick things, maybe just to put some feelers out there. I would rather see them with, like you said when we first talked about all this, like you said, Keith had the big speakers or whatever. I would like to see like more home audio stuff like that, like big name speakers, big time speakers like that, instead of these little bullshit ass ones.
Yeah, the price on this, they're talking about $276 for this. I mean, you can pretty much, there's already a bunch of nice Bluetooth speakers out there. For $276, you can buy a nice pair of Bluetooth speakers. But I mean, the price behind this and everything, we all know it's a premium just because it has the Beats Beats logo on it. And not to knock Beats, I mean their headphones bump. Their headphones definitely bump. So there's nothing wrong with the speaker per se. I'm just not a big fan of the pill-shaped design. But like you said, who knows? Maybe there's something in the design. Maybe this design helps fill up a room better with sound or something or the other.
Maybe. I mean, it's definitely something to be on the lookout for. See maybe with what else they do with speakers and things like that. So back to we had a little brief exit from cell phones, but we're back up on it again. With the LG Optimus G.
Yeah,
it's going to be their new flagship smartphone, quad-core S4 Pro processor, LTE, of course, 2 gigs of RAM, ICS, and a 13 megapixel camera.
This thing's a beast. beast. I mean,
I'm
that,
still wary of LG, man.
I hear people say. I mean, I've honestly, I mean, sort of like with the Windows 8 phones. I've never met anybody with an LG phone. You pretty much don't hear about their phones. Matter of fact, I didn't even know that. What's that phone everybody keeps mentioning that was real horrible from
G2X.
G2X? I didn't even know that was an LG phone. I thought that was
Yo,
like
it
an
was a
HTC.
beast, but it was a piece of shit.
I thought that was an HTC phone. I didn't know that was an LG phone. But this phone, I mean, they went back to the drawing boards. It's a really good looking phone. I'm a big fan on how things look. It's a really good looking phone. Again, from the pictures we've seen, I'm sure there's videos around there. Spec wise, it's like you name them. Spec wise, every spec in the world, every top spec in the world is pretty much on this phone. And the other rumor about this phone is that there's, we're gonna get into this a little bit later on. They're talking about this might become the new Nexus phone. Because this brand of it's only overseas. I believe this like the European version, excuse me, and the American version of this phone might be a pure Google experience.
Maybe. And also I just want to point out that it's 4.7 inch screen, and it's got the true HD IPS plus display. So was it 1280 by 768 with 320 pixels per inch, or was it pixels per inch, something PPI?
Yeah.
Forget what it stands for, but yeah, apparently the screen is going to be a beast, and it's got a lot of cool features in it with now having wireless stuff, with TVs and all that Samsung is doing. It's got a lot of stuff like that it's going to be added. But I'm still just from a hardware standpoint, LG is, maybe they're changing up, maybe they're doing a little different, but from my personal experience, seeing LG phones, they're built like ass. Just hardware is just terrible. Like the G2X was nice. Like that phone was pure Google, pure stock Android experience, super fast, super fast. But the problem was is that half of the phones that they made were having problems like overheating. They boot looped all the time just on their own, and LG put out a software fix for it. They thought it was software, and then they actually had to stop making the phone for a while so that they could fix the problem, and then they still couldn't get it right, so they discontinued it completely. It got pulled from T-Mobile and all that.
Oh wow, I didn't know all that.
Yeah. It was a good idea, but at the end of the day, just LG. I wish LG would just stick to making refrigerators and TVs.
Let's see, maybe this will be their chance for a comeback. Let's see once this is out in the wild and the type of reviews it gets. Who knows? Maybe if they can come in and if this can be one of the rumored Nexus phones, and Google puts their hand in the pot, so to say, maybe it'll shape them up. But yeah, I didn't honestly. So besides the G2X, I can't think of any other LG phone that was worth a damn.
Yeah, they don't have even the Optimus that they came out with was a piece of shit. That they dropped for every carrier. It's a little mid-spec Android phone, but it's garbage. So iPhone 5 has 2 million pre-orders, man. We'll start with the good before we go with the bad with Apple.
Yeah, I mean, but this was expected. They have 2 million pre-orders. That pretty much falls around what their numbers are. You have the people camping out for 48 hours or whatnot. People breaking into stores, all the other craziness, which was expected. Because, like I said, Apple can put out a blank phone, a phone with nothing on it, call it an iPhone 6, and people will go and get it. So on that end, there was nothing surprising, but there was a surprise on the other end. I don't know if you want to break us into that.
Yeah. Well, Apple just dropped the ball with this map thing, man. Like, I'm just laughing about it because it's ridiculous. Basically, they came out and said, okay, it's not a big deal at first, with everybody. If you guys don't know, basically with the whole beef, I guess you could call it, between Google and Apple right now. Apple pulled the Google apps. You have to download them separately now in iOS. They don't come native, and So basically, what is it? Was it beef with the Maps issue, and they started to try to push their own right instead of using
Yeah,
Google
that's
Maps?
what it was. They had a contract with Google to do the maps, and there was still a year left on the contract. But with a year left, they decided to drop Google and start their own maps.
Yeah, it's Google's been in the map game for a minute now, and whenever you look at something, you go to Google Maps, just as simple as that. And now Apple's trying to stay on their own with their iOS maps, and they're not as good. People are saying they've been getting lost, and
That's an
just
understatement.
all kinds of like crazy fucked up shit. Like people trying to get directions to places that they know it's at, or ask it for the closest pizza place or whatever, or the closest Burger King, we'll say, and it takes them to 2 miles in the other direction, and just all kinds of shit. And then the plea copping starts.
Yeah, Tim Cook from Apple came out with an official apology letter to all iPhone 5 owners. That's all iPhone owners or whatever. And then, because this happened when you update to iOS 6. So I guess anybody in iOS 6, basically to a whole shitload of people apologizing and telling them to that basically don't use the maps in iOS, and go download Google Maps, or save the Google Maps website to your home screen on your iPhone so you can use Google Maps. I mean, I don't understand. If you're gonna do this, at least do it if you have a quality app ready. Because I was telling somebody the other day, like, people use their phones for three main things pretty much: phone calls, cameras, and GPSs. I'll say four, and MP3 players. And you can't just knock out one of these things without having a backup ready. And I understand, again, I understand the need to want to get rid of Google and be independent from Google. That's fine. That's all business, competition. But how are you going to do that and you don't have a quality product, a backup product ready
Yeah,
for
a
your
lot of
customers?
people were really pissed off at that. Like, just from just from looking at the customer's point of view, it's like, how are you gonna keep doing this and that, and then just fucking leave the fans asked, or not the fans, the customers, you're gonna leave them asked out like that. It's another one of those small things that Apple's doing, and they're just continuing to drop the ball.
Yeah, I was dumbfounded like when I read, because again I thought the contract with Google was just up, they just parted ways, but there was still a year left. That was a year for them to how they say, dog food the product, take it out, test it, perfect it. You have a whole year. I mean, a year more. It's not like they're short on the money, so a year
Yeah.
more worth of Google Maps wouldn't have killed anybody, but instead you basically fuck your customers over completely. This is nothing more, nothing less. I don't care what anybody says. You fuck your customers over. You fuck your customers over, and you drop a third-rate product. Because again, Google Maps is pretty much one of the best map apps out. I know Nokia Maps is pretty top-notch.
Yeah, I heard
Also,
that's actually really good. A lot
yeah,
of people are hinging on that with Windows 8.
yeah,
That's going to be native, and you can download all the maps and whatnot.
you can use them
It's
all
supposed to be like
offline.
seamless. You can use them offline. So we'll have to keep an eye on that too. But I mean, just Apple, like you said, that's a year that they could have been working on their product. But now I wonder how much money it's costing them in damage control and just pissed off people, to unfuck this mistake basically that they made from being. I think they were just feeling themselves a little too much. I mean, it could have been a move of desperation. It could have been just a power move, like, what, fuck it, we're going to do our own thing.
That's exactly what it was. Damn, what's the word escape? The words escape me. Right? It was like an ego type move, especially with the whole beef with Samsung and all that, trying to separate themselves from Android completely, and they just ended up fucking their customers over. And, like, again, who knows how long before they catch up? Because again, it seems like they pretty much have a basic map app. So who knows how long before they have a top quality one? But again, I see no other choice for them, and I doubt they'll do this. But they're gonna have to like re-allow people to have Google Maps natively over there.
Yeah, they're gonna have to figure out something. Just because people rely on that just way too much, like you said, to just kind of pull the rug out from underneath them. So it's gonna be interesting going back and forth because that pissing match will get real ugly.
I say Google fucking should charge him triple. Fuck that. Charge him fucking triple.
With that, I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see. But speaking of Google and flexing their money and flexing their muscle, they bought Motorola, last year, and a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but Motorola is saying that the Razr I is the fastest smartphone ever.
I'm confused about this, about this phone. I brought it up or whatever so we can talk about it because it got that headline, the fastest phone ever, and it's has an Intel processor, I believe. But I don't understand why they didn't drop this phone when they dropped during their press conference.
Yeah, I didn't know what the hell it was until I clicked the link. I was like, what, the Razr, huh? Like, I didn't know, and I'm like, oh shit, it's got an Intel Atom processor, and, it says it can get to, it'll be at 2 gigahertz. But why didn't they, like you said, why didn't they drop this with the Razr Max HD or whatever the hell it was called?
No idea. And it's pretty much a Razr M body. If anybody remembers that phone from before, 4.3 AMOLED screen, the edge-to-edge screen, all that on the outside. The inside, it has the Intel processor, which got 2.0 gigahertz, and honestly, I don't even know. It sounds cool. It sounds cool, but I don't know how useful that. And I don't know how useful that would be in the long run. But again, Motorola should, they're trying to gain some more exposure. Trying to throw things out there. And it's a good look. The Razr M is a popular ass phone. It's a real popular phone. If anybody's really looking, if you're on Verizon or something, and you're looking to upgrade your phone, I suggest the Razr M. A lot of people have been doing the same thing. But yeah, like I said, I was really confused. I wish I knew somebody at Motorola so I can contact them and be like, why are you guys dropping this? But this seems to be only for now a European phone. I don't think we're gonna get it out here. It's coming out in October over in Europe, Latin America, UK, France, Germany, Argentina, Brazil, Mexico. So
Damn.
yeah, so it's launching in pretty big markets. How popular it's gonna be? I think it's gonna be more confusing than anything else. Because whatever, you're in France and you go to your local whatever, I was gonna say Verizon, your local mobile dealer out there.
They got T-Mobile's heavy out there.
Yeah, so you go to your local T-Mobile thing or whatever, and they'll try selling you a Razr M or a Razr I.
Yeah, they're killing me with this shit, man.
Yeah, they are. But again, it's only more exposure for them. Hopefully, they did it for the exposure.
Yeah.
Because they need to get their name out there. I have faith, man. I think Motorola got next when it comes to phones. I've been saying it the past couple of months, but I think Motorola got next when it comes to phone. Basically, because Google bought them out.
Yeah, and I think that's what we're gonna see moving forward. And speaking of Google again, they're keeping a tight ass lip on these Nexus 2 rumors.
I like this. I'm telling you, I'm liking this. It's Nexus time again. It pretty much seems like they're gonna drop more than one Nexus this time. I remember at one point we heard up to 3 or 5 or something, but I see it more likely maybe 2 phones dropping. So right now we have a rumor about the Samsung Galaxy Nexus 2 coming out. I mean, there's a picture of the phone pretty much, and from what I've read about it, it's only gonna be a slight bump in the processor, maybe a slight bump in the camera. It's not that radical of a change.
Yeah, it's gonna have 2 gigs of RAM, as well. But I don't know, man. I think the one that I put up, I don't know. It just doesn't sit very well with me. The rumor itself. I don't know. It doesn't look that much different from the Galaxy Nexus itself. The OG one.
Yeah.
But usually they kind of try to change a little bit of the device from year to year. So I don't know how legit this rumor is. And then there's people throwing out rumors about The new version of Android is going to be called key lime pie because that's the only fucking dessert that starts with K. But I think it's too early to be thinking about any of that because Jelly Bean is barely on anything at this point in time, and ICS is barely on anything anyway. So it's tough for them to do that. But I think they really just need to drop the new Nexus with Jelly Bean on board, and change it up a little bit. But I think at the end of the day, it's going to be a Galaxy S3 close spec wise. Or probably closer to the Note 2. We'll see maybe a Nexus with a quad core, 2 gigs of RAM. I think that's more along the lines of what we'll see. And I'm actually kind of anxious to see what the device itself looks like.
Yeah, that's more likely. I'd be surprised if we drop anything less than a quad core, anything less than a 4.6, 4.7 screen on it. But then it's exciting. It's exciting to start hearing about these Nexus phones because the Nexus phones, they set the standard for the rest of the phones pretty much. So based on whatever Nexus phone we get, we know what the next generation, or at least the next year and a half worth of phones is going to look like.
Yeah, so I mean, it's everybody's kind of starting to push up a little bit now. It's Nexus time. It's right before the holidays. And HTC is kind of starting to jockey now too. They might be dropping this 5-inch. What is it? The 1X5?
Yes. And like I said earlier, I've heard rumors that this was actually supposed to be the next Nexus phone. This would be more likely. But again, that's just a real deep rumor right now. But yeah, HTC with the 1X5, it's just to put them in competition with the Note 2.
Yeah, I think this will be good, but I'm not getting another HTC phone until they get rid of Sense. Because I mean, Sense is cool. It's just like I'm a big time, like I always flash custom ROMs and things like that. And the development for HTC devices is hard because if you have to strip out Sense, it makes it tough to build a ROM, with Sense there, and everything ends up looking the same. All the ROMs look the same, and then you have to strip out. So you have to take out Sense, so some features don't work right. You know what I mean? So it's always a pain in the ass. But if this is coming with stock Android, it's gonna be a beast.
Yeah, it is 5-inch 1080p quad core S4 Pro processor. Again, this is just all rumors, nothing in concrete yet. But this would be it would be a beast. But the Note, I mean, if it's in competition with the Note is a little bit ahead because obviously they're on their second version of the Note, and it's a real popular phone. There's no mention of a stylus with this phone yet, which I think it would kind of need almost, because the Nexus, I think that's one of the things that makes the Note 2 and the Note, that's what makes it popular, that S Pen that they got going on. But yeah, if they can take this phone, drop it with pure Android on it, with make this Nexus, I don't know, call it the 1X5 Nexus, or
the 1Xs.
Yeah, the 1 Nexus or something, it would be pretty beastly. It would be pretty beastly out there.
Yeah, it's gonna get interesting to see what everybody's gonna do to try and jockey up. But so let's go ahead to pop culture. I know we were off last week, but let's get into some of this Boardwalk Empire, man. It's just heating up, dog.
Yeah, the first 2 episodes passed by already.
Yeah.
The first 2 episodes. We got a new character in there, Jip. I forgot what his last name is. Yeah, but the dude is a super goon.
Yo, we don't give a fuck.
Dude
man.
is a super goon. We haven't seen a super goon in a minute. He kind of reminds me of a character I dropped of from Casino. Joe, what's his name?
Joe Pesci's character.
Joe Pesci's character from Casino, just a psychotic type dude. First episode, and again, we're gonna go into spoilers now. First episode, dude killed an old man.
Yo, that was fucked up.
Yeah, but you know what's funny? Soon as I saw that old man just happened to pull over, I knew he was gonna get it. I'm like, he's gonna get a beat down or shot or something, but he beat the old man with a tire iron, pretty much for nothing, for correcting something that.
Yeah, it was a 3-in-1. He said.
Yeah.
And it was oil, and he thought it was was it a tool?
Yeah.
Or oil.
Yeah,
and he thought it was a tool, and he kind of was like, well, everybody knows that, and he's like, well, I didn't know that. And I was like, oh man, he about to fucking body this old dude. And the old dude walked away. He didn't say nothing, so I was like, yeah, all right, cool. He hit him with that fucking tire iron or whatever. And his homeboys, the fucked up thing is his homeboys, the Rossetti's goons, his other goons, they was just looking at him like it wasn't shit. Like, oh yeah, he does this all the time.
Oh yeah, like it was just straight up normal. But yeah, he's one of the more exciting new characters. Nucky, let me see. Nucky came back with a new attitude. Nucky's back with a real new attitude. He's on some old, he's not playing anymore type of attitude.
Yeah, he's crazy, man. Like he's like a full-time gangster now. Like he's not playing that middle. You know, they kept saying you can't be half gangster. You can't be half gangster.
Yes.
So you know, it was the best thing about that episode was when he sat down and he had dude tied up and he gave him that speech about doing your job. Where he said, you know, you robbed my warehouse because you're a thief. That's your job. You steal so you can feed your family. And he said, but my guy that was supposed to be watching my warehouse, where was he? He wasn't doing his job. And he's like, so I'm not mad at you for doing your job. And the dude's like, oh, thank you, Mr. Thompson. Da-da-da-da-da.
That was gonna get off.
And he's like, untie him. And he's like, oh my God, thank you. After you put a fucking bullet in his head, I was like, damn. Nucky was getting gangster, man, and it's kind of funny to see it. And his fucking wife, man, this lady, she's reaching Skylar White areas of making me mad as shit on TV.
I've never liked her, and but again, that's fucking Nucky's fault for being a fucking simp. Yo, the type of money this dude has and the power he has. But he did some old, because he's Irish himself, I believe. So he did some old world shit and try to bring, come on, man. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife, man. He's fucking up in the game. I don't even know what she's up to. Like, she's on some old philanthropist type of deal right now. But her character, like, her character is like just second rate, pretty much. I've never liked her. I know people were swearing by her in the first or whatever season, but her character is just straight up second rate to me.
She just gets on my nerves, man. She's like, and her thing is now is that she wants to have some kind of legacy.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, man, this bitch was fucking dead ass broke with her drunk ass husband beating on her, giving her the beats all the time. You know, till Nucky came in and Superman and just swooped in and saved her or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, and now she feels like she's top shit. You know, Nucky done gassed this broad's head up, and now she's feeling herself. She's trying to be like, you know, that female pilot she saw. She's trying to save the women in Atlantic City or whatever. You know, what was it? Drinking unpasteurized milk or something like that. And they're getting E. coli.
You saw that one in the second episode where the girl fell in the hospital. Yeah, I know. They weren't. The girl was pregnant. She didn't receive proper prenatal care or whatever. So now she's.
I think it had something to do with like E. coli. I think, and they were telling them like, you know, they were getting E. coli from drinking unpasteurized milk or whatever. You know, and so she's all fucking just over the top trying to be remembered somehow or another. While she's doing that, Nucky got a jump off again. That singer broad.
Yeah, I don't. And she's like, again in the second episode. I mean, they basically start suggesting that she's. I guess Nucky thought he had her to his own. He was the only one hitting that.
So you're saying that he shares that girl?
He shared. Well, we know he shared that girl. Nucky loves to share that girl. Nucky loves to share. I mean,
he's sharing his wife actually.
I mean, the jump off he had in the first season. She was a prostitute pretty much.
I think she wasn't messing with nobody else, and then she started fucking that crazy ass Fed.
Yeah, I mean before she was a certified.
Oh yeah, she was a hoe.
She was certified hoe before that, so he keeps going for these certified hoes. And this one, I guess he was in her apartment and he found a razor blade, a shaving blade, in her apartment, and he did a weird thing. He took the blade out of it, or whatever. Again, I don't know what that's supposed to do. I know some dumbasses over on the were I don't know. Somebody was suggesting that that because he took the blade out, because like then the next guy he saw with like a beard with something or the other, but if I'm shaving and I see the blade's not taking any hair off, I'd get a new blade.
Right.
Nah, I wouldn't like and just keep using it. I don't know what's up with that. And it was a pretty expensive blade. It was a gold blade, which I know some people were suggesting that maybe it was Rothstein that was hitting that because he owns the building.
Yep.
Where she lives. But again, just knock you up to more sim shit. They introduced Chalky's character back again in crazy fashion too.
Oh yeah.
Some
man.
gangster shit. His daughter is dating some up and coming doctor or whatever, some young kid or whatever. But I guess she wants nothing to do with the kid. She
Yeah, she said that he's boring to her.
Yeah, so I don't even know. Again, that's some broad shit. Like, why are you dating the dude if he's boring?
Yeah, I never understood that shit. And Chalky's like, Chalky's trying to try to convince her to, like, yo, you need to, you need to do the smart thing. Dude's gonna be a doctor. He's really smart. You know what I mean? Just, you know what I mean? And she's not having that. She wants to have excitement or whatever. So, her and old boy at the little speakeasy joint that Chalky runs or whatever. And, what was it, dude dancing? He kept bumping the table.
Yeah, the guy, the girl's boyfriend was trying to talk to her. Baiting, it's funny because he was telling her, like, if you don't want to be with me, tell me. And some dude bumped the table twice. So he goes, like, excuse me to the dude. I knew he was going to say something to the dude, but I didn't think the dude's going to give him $1.50.
Yeah, he gave him that $1.50.
Yeah, for all our non-hood fans, $1.50 basically means he sliced the guy's face with a blade.
He gave him the Joker.
Yeah.
The Joker from the Dark Knight.
He gave him the blade, he gave him the Joker face or whatever. And then, what's his guy's name? Came in and beat the shit out of the dude.
He put the beats on him. He beat the fuck out of him.
I can't remember what that guy's name is. He's Chalky.
I'm looking it up now. That nigga's a goon.
Yeah, he's Chalky's own super goon. He came in and he beat that dude with it. He beat him with a billy club. You know.
Yo, he pulled that shit out of nowhere,
Yo, he beat him with a billy club. I don't know where he got that shit from. Had in his back pocket.
He had that bitch on the little string that the cops have around
a billy club,
their
a
wrist.
straight up billy club.
Yo, he fucked him up though. He hit him with that one quick one.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, he gonna throw him out. Nope.
Stomped his ass out. So that, and then Chucky came.
Put that mud hole in him.
Yeah, Chalky came over because his daughter had been questioning before what he does, and he came over and he's like, "Oh, you see what I do now? Does it still look good now?"
Yeah.
Because she's starting to like them thugs, and he doesn't want her to be with no thugs.
Yep. Because that's what happens. You wanna act tough. There's somebody that's always more than willing to pull your card.
Pretty much. Harrow's character was introduced slightly in the first episode.
Let's talk about Yo, Jimmy's mom is fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, she's fine as fuck though. I'd give her the beats. She's fine as fuck. So she's running a whorehouse now out of the old man's. It looks like out of the old man's mansion. Pretty much.
I think it is.
Yeah, she's running a whorehouse out of there. She's using Harrow. Harrow, for those that don't remember, is our boy with the has half the face missing or whatever. AKA I call him the White Chris from The Wire. Because he will pop anybody at a moment's notice. But she has him babysitting Jimmy's kid for the most part. And there's a part in the first episode where, because I guess Jimmy's kid thinks that his grandmother is his mother.
Yeah,
so
she's been telling him that.
Yeah, so Harrow was kind of reminding him that wasn't his mother or whatever, and she didn't like that. But and at first, like when you see that scene, and this was just me, like at first when you see that, it makes you think like he's gone soft. You're like, man, he's probably freaking gone soft or something. But one of the last scenes in the episode, he pops the German dude, and he pops
Manny
another.
Horowitz.
Yeah, he pops Manny, and he pops somebody else. So
yeah,
he's still.
It was his driver. He rode up to the house. It was on New Year's, right?
Yep.
New Year's. He was waiting. Manny was getting ready to go out and make that deal, I think.
He's gonna about to go pop somebody. I think he's about to go kill somebody too.
Yeah. And he opens the door, and my man Two Face is there with the double gate, with the double barrel, right to his grill.
Straight to the face. So that reminds us. He hasn't gone soft for those that fear. And then he's one of the more interesting characters. I wish they would include him more instead of fucking Nucky's wife or whatever. Include fucking Harold more.
He's a real interesting character, and I think you can tell that you can tell that he really cares about Jimmy's son, and just the time that he was spending with him, the things that he was teaching him and stuff, like that was a really good insight into the type of person he is. Because when he first came on, if it wasn't for Jimmy, nobody would think this guy is human. If it wasn't for Jimmy and his wife, you know what I mean? And then you saw him, which I thought was one of the best scenes last year, that give you that head tilt moment, that really kind of make you sad. Is when he was out in the woods and he took his face off, and don't even ask me how. He took his face off.
He was gonna take his face off literally too.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said that. There's three entendres there, but he was gonna kill himself, with his shotgun, and some fucking dog came up and took his face. It just sounds so absurd, just talking about it.
Yeah, it was pretty much. It was one of the best scenes
yet.
Human. One of the best fucking scenes yet. Really, and the guy, even the guy who's acting like him, he does a help, because there's a lot of I want to call it. I know a lot of people. I'm a big fan of the show, but there's a lot of sucky acting on the show sometimes. But his character is one of those more refreshing characters, because you don't know what's gonna happen with him. He could be just cooling out. He's a real loyal guy, but he could be, he could go and he pop somebody.
Yeah, he definitely has that dynamic, and he's not as reckless as you would think. He's actually really, really fucking smart. So definitely check that out. Definitely waiting for tonight's episode too. The best scene I think so far this season, before we stop talking about it now, was Rossetti at the gas station in Jersey.
Yeah.
And he's like, he got a gun. He got a gun. He's got a gun. Everybody's got guns. I sat there with the Weebay face, man. I was like, yo, this shit's about to get crazy. But why does Nucky have that fucking stupid ass motherfucker Doyle running shit?
The German, who was it? Because Nucky's another thing. Nucky's brother came out of jail. And again, one of the better scenes, he was like, how the fuck are you still alive?
Yeah.
How are you still alive? Well, you know why? Because Doyle's a kiss ass.
Yeah.
He's not nobody that has balls enough to try some dumb shit and betray you or whatever. He's a coward. He's a follower. So he's good to he's basically disposable. He's totally fucking.
He's greasy.
He's
too.
disposable.
He just finds some way to escape.
Him and dude got the Max B laugh. Dude got that extra scheming laugh. I wish I had a laugh like that, man. Dude got that extra
that nigga
scheme.
be giggling, man.
He got that extra. He got that
I was dying, yo.
scheming ass fucking laugh. But
he's a fucking weasel, man. But I mean, he somehow manages to stay alive, so I can't even be mad at that.
Yeah, man. I think the show's heading into these first two episodes. They've been fucking super solid. I mean, between Harold killing them people, the first episode, and Jip with the everybody got guns and basically not jacking but preventing a shipload of a caravan of liquor to get sent up north. Shit's gonna get interesting. They're building up beefs already.
Yeah, shit's really gonna pop off. This is really the calm before the storm right now, because you can feel it slowly building up, and we're 3 episodes in.
Yeah.
So it's gonna just get better. The writing on the show is really taking off. Before we hop off the TV, Homeland season 2 premieres tonight, guys, on Showtime. So y'all are probably gonna listen to this later, but probably have somebody come on, talk about Homeland. It's one of the best shows on TV. If you guys haven't checked it out, definitely go check it out. there's plenty of what the fuck moments in there to really keep your eyes glued to the TV. It's very well written, and I think they actually got an Emmy. They beat out Breaking Bad for best drama or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So if it beat out Breaking Bad, it's a heavy hitter. So check out Homeland. It comes on Showtime. Yeah, I think it comes on Showtime. So check that out. So move on to some other crazy ass shit. Cocaine's a hell of a drug, man.
It sure is. It fucking sure is. We can ask DMX about that one right there. Fucking your boy DMX. And it's not the first time he's done it. DMX went off on Drake. Then I think he said he beat the shit out of him or something.
Yeah, he said I never met no thug. We said I never met. He called him a piece of shit faggot.
So he never met a thug from Toronto.
I never met a gangster from Toronto.
Pretty much, man. I mean, X is pissed off because Drake, I guess he's doing this album not with Aaliyah, but post whatever they call it. Words escaping me. Album with Aaliyah. I guess Aaliyah's vocals and him rapping and a bunch of people, because somehow he got a hold of that. I don't know if it was a family gave him permission. That I know not even Timbaland and Missy, who were real close with her, they couldn't get that. Somehow Drake, and I'm guessing he probably paid them. Knowing this cornball, he probably paid them to be able to fucking do this or whatever. And DMX, who really did a song with her, and who allegedly DMX he hit that, allegedly, rest in peace Aaliyah and all that. So
yeah, that's what they've been saying.
So X is pissed. I mean, he just feels. And the other thing, Drake isn't including Timbaland and Missy in this album. So it's basically like, how you having a Aaliyah album and you're not actually having people that worked with her, people that fucking knew her on there. So that's disrespectful, and DMX wants to slap the shit out of him. I think it's good for hip hop if he does, personally.
I don't really have. I think it's funny. I think it's funny that he just like. It just seemed like he was like real quiet, and somebody asked him a question, and like about Drake, and they're like, "Yo, X, what you think about Drake?" And he just went on like this tirade, like, "Oh, yo, fuck that nigga, yo," like just spazzed out of nowhere.
X is like, you know what I'm saying? Hey man, fuck that fucking fag. I don't give a fuck about him. I beat the shit out of him anywhere. Let me catch him on he said, "Let me catch him on an elevator." and the people were like, oh, but he always has security around him. X really was like, so? like so? Like what, you ain't ever fight 4 or 5 dudes by himself? And you know what's the crazy thing about it? If anybody else has said this, you'd probably dismiss it. But this is DMX, aka I will impersonate a federal officer and jack somebody for their car. Like, X does not give a fuck. Like, I could see him doing that.
And you know what? I wish X would just. I wanna just believe that, he was just, his brain is fried. But we gotta remember back that X was a goon in the rap game. He didn't give a fuck. He would ride solo, you know what I mean, do his own thing, and basically dare niggas to say something to him.
X is a goon. X is one of those. No, just when have you heard a rapper? I honestly can't think of one rapper that has dissed DMX. I can't think of a rapper, not even 50.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here trying to think back one beef that DMX had. Now I can't think of one person that is dissed DMX. Not one. I don't know. Cause fucking he is. Besides the fact that Rough Riders are deep as hell everywhere.
Yeah.
And the fact that everybody loves X, he's not afraid to go to prison. That's
pretty obvious, right?
Yeah, X will do a 1.5 year bid like nothing.
Yeah, he'll do that year in the joint.
Come out with a
brand new album.
Yep, like nothing. That shit's vacation for him. So fucking your boy Drake better have his Toronto goons ready.
X gonna make Drake catch a body like that.
It's funny. I think of that line every time somebody.
Drake made that shit too. I mean, I fuck with Drake's music for the most part. But like, goons be goons.
Don't get hurt out there, Drake. We love your
Yeah,
music.
you're not built for that, man. Just chill, make your music, and simp Rihanna. That's all you gotta do, bro. We need that Marvin's Room Part 2. We're gonna be talking about DMX beating his ass. Like at the end where Kendrick Lamar with that fucking whack ass shit at the very end of that shit.
He's gonna get beat like in Belly. Remember that dude in Belly? Homie that got beat on the couch.
Yeah.
He was walking around with his pants off or something. Like, why you do that, yo? Why you do that?
Yeah. He gonna get stretched out like old boy on Boardwalk Empire. And just get slapped up. Oh man. Alright, so let's get into our like little our like weekly small political thing that we kind of started doing a little bit here. There's a news story that came out, and I think the link is dead now. So I'm gonna have to just BS it from what I remember.
No, I'll put the new link up for you because it wasn't working. So
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but basically,
the link is up now.
The government of Honduras has basically allowed for investors to make their own private cities. It'll be their own city, their own. It's not subject to Honduran law, but it has to abide by international law apparently. But basically, everything in there is going to be private sector. There's not going to be any, public service jobs in there.
Yeah, their own everything, own laws, own tax system, own judiciary, own police force, and I mean it's tricky to do something like that because I think this excludes, because I want to see what class of people is going to be in there. Because Honduras is a pretty poor country. It's an extremely poor country. So it's like you're gonna build wealth within. You're gonna build a sector of wealth within a poor country. They're gonna use they're gonna what I'm seeing that they already have the initial $14 million to start the project in October. So I wonder if that's government money. You said that's private money.
Yeah, it's all private. It's all gonna be investors and things like that. Like it's basically gonna be on some like Judge Dredd shit where it's everything is gonna be private. If there's gonna be, I guess, appointed officials or whatever, it's gonna be pretty crazy. I think it's gonna be completely like lawless there, but I think it's gonna be quite different, and I don't know how I feel about it. I think that this shouldn't be the norm. I think that it's like you said, it's going to make a bigger gap between the haves and the have-nots, and I think that's probably the biggest dynamic. And a lot of people have their tinfoil hats on. They're like, oh, this is this and that and the third, and not even getting into the whole conspiracy theory about it. Having private cities and things of the sort, but just the economical gap that's going to be between the people. And like you said, Honduras is already really poor, so it's going to get crazy. But yeah. I bet you that shit's going to be safe as fuck.
Something I'm reading right now, Honduras has the world's highest murder rate. By the way, for all potential investors, you might want to think about that. But I guess that's why they're doing it, and they're starting from the outside in. So, I mean, it's going to create 5,000 jobs initially, and I guess that might be a selling point to the poor man. Like, oh, you're going to get a job, how long are you going to be able to get a job for in that area? Once it's built, what's going to happen?
Yeah, exactly. How it's going to be run, because, I mean, I don't know, I guess it takes all the secrecy out of any corruption that would happen because they're getting paid to do whatever, but it's one of those things, and I don't want to see this become the norm, but, with the way that businesses run everything these days, I actually can't say that I'm too surprised about it, to be honest with you.
No, again, it's the elite separating themselves from the average person. That's it's again, in theory it sounds like a cool idea. They're gonna build a city, blah blah blah, within their thing, but no, this is just the elite separating themselves from the average poor person. This is to attract investors, to bring businesses there. I would doubt if there is maybe more than one or two native Honduran people within this city once it's built. Like this would be a strong European and Asian thing. Of course, any drug lords or any Mexican drug lords or whatever would probably be found in there. But it's a bad trend to set up. I pretty much want it to fail. I'm all for cool shit like this, but I pretty much want this to fail just because fucking, I don't know, take that money, time, and effort that you're doing to build this and use it to fix up the rest of your fucking country. Use it to how you have the world's highest fucking murder rate. You probably got kids out there dying because of mosquito bites.
Probably.
Yeah.
I have one of my homeboys is actually from Honduras.
And you're out here doing this shit. So again, I don't know. In Honduras, if this was somewhere else, this was, I don't know, maybe another bigger South American country, Central American country, I would say yeah. But Honduras, I mean, you don't hear anything out of Honduras, pretty much. So it's gonna be a tough sell for investors. You know what this reminds me of? Of those Chinese ghost cities. That's what this. I don't know if you've ever seen that. The Chinese ghost cities. It's like you never seen it? It's crazy. Google that up when you get a chance. China, in the rural areas of China, has literally made like a couple dozen of $100 million cities, but they're empty. The cities have full malls, police departments, apartments, everything, but they're completely empty because of the housing market hasn't took off, or the things it didn't take off like they thought it would. So, and I mean, Honduras ain't China. So I know if you're investors, they're taking a risk by doing this because you could fuck around and lose all your money if nothing happens here. They ain't China, they're not Dubai. So
yeah, and even Dubai is struggling from what I heard.
Yeah,
I think just the downturn of everything. I think I heard somewhere that they're really struggling. So even with that, there's no safe bets here anywhere.
Not at all. It's more of the, and I know I've said it probably 3 times, but it's more of the rich get richer and fucking poor get poorer. That's all it is, and it's a shame, that people are doing this. People in Honduras, this isn't like I know people think about poor, and sometimes they think here, when they think poor, they think of, people begging on the streets. But outside of here, poor is really something else. Outside of here, poor in these countries, poor is like you're eating literally once a week or something.
Yeah, a lot of people like to, talk about their hood and, they're broke and this and that and the third. But these Central American countries are fucking war zones. The gang violence down there and just everything is just ridiculous down there. So it's definitely something that I'm gonna keep my eye on with these private cities. So I don't know. They're calling it a charter city.
A charter city. That's a cute name. That's the same old shit. Same old shit.
It's definitely a lot of legal shit going on with that too. So I don't know, man. It can either, I think I see it's gonna be either really good or really bad. So it's just something to keep an eye on. So with that, you want to jump into GeekSet Empire?
GeekSet Empire. I think is it your turn to start out, or is it my turn to start out?
I don't remember. I think it's your turn. But so for those of you that are keeping track at home, this is time where Danny and I are gonna fill out the rest of our ranks with our goons. So we got our normal our normal squad of goons. I think we're gonna do 5 apiece. We're gonna do 2 today.
Yes, 2 today. So
okay.
2. And I think
so you want to do one and I do one, and then.
Well, actually, the way mine's working correct. My two goons come in a pair. First of all, so I'm gonna just drop them.
I know who you got.
You already know.
You got the twins from Breaking Bad, ain't you?
No, not the twins from.
Okay.
Not the twins from Breaking Bad. My 2 goons are gonna be Chris and Snoop.
Okay.
Chris and Snoop, because I've been wanting to drop Chris for a while, so I think this is just a perfect time to drop them. Chris and Snoop, the ultimate deadly pair. They got more bodies than Britney Spears. They were dropping people left and right. They're goons, ruthless. They would pop anybody. Loyal for the most part. There was never any. They weren't no traitors. They were trained. Two, they were smart with their fucking shit. And again, if the shit's going down, if there's a war of goons going on, I want Chris and Snoop on my side for whatever, for some urban combat, for some just straight up mafia hits type of shit, because they could put the work down anywhere.
All right, cool. So I'm you're gonna laugh at mine. So my first goon, I got different types of goons though. So my first goon is, we already talked about him. His name is Dunn Pursley. That's Chalky's homeboy from Boardwalk Empire. Dude don't give a fuck, and that's the type of goon I need. Just somebody like, yo, point and he'll put the beats on you. You know what I mean? Like, I thought about getting like a real hitter, like, but I need a dude that can throw them hands, because you ain't always got a gun. You know what I mean? So, dude's he's pretty level-headed, but he can get turned up real quick. You know what I mean? So that's why I got him, and he's just ruthless, man. He don't give a fuck. He'll grab anything to fuck you up with.
Yeah, he's Robo Goon. He's straight up Robo.
Yo, that nigga flips that switch.
Yo, we were talking about it before. He broke out the Billy Club on him, man. On anybody. On anybody.
And you know what the thing is? The thing that I liked about him too, like, and I know we keep talking about it, but as soon as some shit popped off,
without even, there was no questioning why it happened or whatever. No questioning.
Nope. And that's, you know what though, it's funny, because I figured, I thought you were gonna pick Chris and Snoop, but like, they don't give a fuck either. They just, like, it ain't nothing. That's the day at the office for them to body somebody and throw them in the vacant. Is
pretty much. If anybody remembers,
it's a 9 to 5 for them.
Well, I think, was it season 4? That's when they were real big. I mean, I know they introduced them early on, but season 3 and especially season 4, when they were filling up them vacant houses, I mean, they were just popping anybody. I remember that scene where he was teaching Michael, where Michael caught his first body, and Snoop ran up on that one dude. They were really gonna just randomly pop this dude, and he just happened. They were looking for the New York gangsters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that scene. So they were popping people left and right, and they brought fear into people. When people heard Chris's name, people would freaking that shit brought fear. So that's the, you want somebody, just don't want nobody at whatever. He's a killer. You can get killers dime a dozen, but you want people that instill fear in other people.
Yeah, and that's why I got my dude, because it only takes a couple ass whoopings to know you ain't fucking around in my town.
Listen, people, y'all need to watch this last episode. Because he beats the dude with the Billy Club, and then he stomped his fucking face out. Like, you could hear the guy's jaw just...
Yeah, like, that beating was fucking ruthless, man.
And you know what's crazy? Knowing the way, like, Chalky runs this thing, the next weekend, that dude will probably be bringing them some coffee.
Yeah, did you see this? Did you peep this scene where, Chalky's daughter was, where her boyfriend, the little doctor dude, was giving Chalky that little exam, and he told him that he needs to eat more green leafy vegetables.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey, go tell such and such to put a pot of greens on."
And you saw the look he gave him? Have you seen that
You know what though? If your teeth are that fucked up, man, you gotta be a goon. Like, there's no way around it. Like, you just destined for goondom with a mouth like that.
Yeah, man, that dude, he gets it in. I said Robo Goon. He's a good choice, because he'll just beat the shit out of somebody.
Alright, so my second goon is, I'm actually surprised you didn't pick him before, because I know this is your homeboy. My nigga Happy from fucking Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, man, I fucking forgot. Oh, man. Happy, damn, son. Happy? I'm gonna let you talk about it. I'm not going to my little Happy rant.
Yo, for those of you that don't know, Happy is like... Happy is a fucking psycho, man.
Yeah, he falls into a different category.
He's like, he's the Michael Jordan of this goon shit. Like, he's the god goon, man. Like, he's basically the number one, fuck it, I'll kill him for Sam Crow. He's like, if they need somebody dispatched quick, they call up Happy. And Happy's got little smiley face tattoos for all of the bodies that he's got. And it's a lot. And dude just pulls out the pistol and he gets surgical.
Yo, I became a fan of Happy with two scenes in, it was probably season 1 or season 2. of the show. There was the one scene where there was that FBI witness, and she happened to be like a girl. It was like a young girl. It was like a young girl or something. And
Yeah, she was like 16,
yo,
15.
and they were debating. They were debating over like what to do with her or who to kill her. And Happy's like, "Fuck it, I'll do her." No, yeah. They were actually at the place, and because they knew there was a witness. When they get to the place to kill the person, it just turns out that it happens to be a 16-year-old girl, and they're there debating like what the fuck to do. And Happy's like, "Fuck it, I'll do her." Dude did not even blink. There was that scene, and there was actually a scene actually related. It was actually related with that scene before they knew where the person was. They were trying to find the information, so somebody says, "Oh, ask Happy." And what's his guy's name? Fuck man, I haven't seen the main character. You picked him
Jax.
as your yeah. What's his name?
Were you talking about Jax?
Yeah, Jax. Jax is like Jack's like, yeah, I talked to Happy, and you're probably not surprised, but he knows a scary amount of information about witness protections, about people in the witness protection. But yeah, I swear I'm never gonna forget that scene. Dude was just ready to pop a 16-year-old girl like nothing. There was also in that first season when he had to kill that Mexican gang, the dude's son, and he had he had the ice cream suit on, and he had the Mr. Frosty fucking striped suit on, and he just hit the dude with the ice pick to the back of the head.
Yep. Caught him right, we caught him in the neck, right? Or something, was it the head?
Back of the neck. The lower base of the neck.
Yeah,
like nothing.
Happy ruthless, man.
Yeah,
Like,
he is. That's a good pick. That's a fucking
and then
good pick.
and the other thing that I wanted, and this is really what made me really pick him is I forget when it was. It was, I can't remember the season, but they were trying to get some information from somebody. I'm trying to look through the season so I can find that quote. Hold on a second.
What was he trying to do? Maybe
they're like
what's he?
torturing somebody, and Happy was doing it, and they're doing it. And Bobby, I guess Bobby saw it, and I guess Happy's torturing dude, and Bobby's like, man, that shit is fucking medieval, and Happy's like, yeah, just like that, like it ain't shit.
What season? What season was that?
I can't think, man. I'm trying to find it on Wiki because I remember reading about it before. But he's like, man, that's medieval shit.
Happy's definitely, and the guy has a fearsome look to him. The guy has a fearsome look to him.
He doesn't really show any emotion.
I honestly said the only character I can think of that's that cruel is probably Chris. He's probably the only one that I can.
Happy never spazzes. You know what I mean? And I also like that. These dudes be brawling a lot, and Happy don't be falling, man. I like when they be getting it in. Just start brawling, and them niggas be fighting for fun, man. But yeah, Happy is a fucking psychopath, man, and he and then when they got did you see the joint where he was getting those prescription drugs for his mom? His mom's got cancer, and he's like just fucking bodying those dudes that tried to rob the pill place.
Yeah, I remember that scene.
And I thought that, in his last episode they actually showed him playing with Jax's kids, and he actually smiled. That for something that wasn't killing someone.
Nice. I'm gonna have to catch up on this. I'm gonna catch up on that and Homeland.
This season's been crazy too. I'm not gonna throw it out there, but this season has definitely been crazy. You probably already seen the spoilers. Everybody's talking about it, but my nigga Opie, man. But anyway, I guess we just round on to our Netflix recommendation, right?
Netflix recommendation. Yep.
All right, so I guess I'll go first. My recommendation from Netflix is a show called Detroit 187. It actually was on TV last year, I think. And it ended up getting canceled, but it's a really, really good show. It has Michael Imperioli, stars as Detective Fitch. Obviously, it's Detroit homicide. The whole thing is just kind of shot kind of raw. And it's him, his partner that looks like Cam Newton. He's like he's like 20 some years old. He's a rookie detective or whatever. And Fish is kind of a weird dude. Like, he doesn't talk a whole lot, and he's kind of a dickhead. So you have that dynamic, and there's another set of partners where it's an older black guy. He was born and raised in Detroit. His pops was a police officer, and he has a younger Indian American partner. So you've got that dynamic with the age gap and everything, and then you have another set of partners where it's this Hispanic chick. She's a good cop or whatever, and the newest member of the team of the homicide is he was a former narc, so he worked in narcotics or whatever, and he finally got accepted into the homicide division. So he's learning how to be a murder cop or whatever, and then some stuff heats up between them two. But the show is really well written. It has a lot of like Motown music in the scenes and shots from Detroit. It's filmed in Detroit, so it has that, like, especially like in the show where the scenes are in the wintertime. Like, it just has that grainy, gritty Detroit feel to it. So it's a really good show. I'm really mad that it got canceled because it was starting to heat up. And there's a couple folks from The Wire that pop up in there. Bodie's in there, and a couple other characters too. So that's my Netflix recommendation, Detroit 187.
Nice. Today for Netflix, I'm gonna recommend two things. One is probably one that people know of, and the other one is a movie/documentary. But the first one I'm recommending is the show Weeds. Weeds. They put up season 7 up there, and I rolled through it, whatever, like 2 days. So it's only like 25-minute episodes or whatever. For those that don't know, Weeds is about a regular suburban mom who sells weed along with her sons, one of the kids' uncles, or whatever, and just a whole cast of like backup characters that she has. And the show, you guys don't think of the show, don't take it too serious, because it's more of it's a slight drama, more comedy than anything. But it keeps you intrigued. I know a lot of people say the show fell off, and I'm not gonna lie, this last season I just saw it and was pretty flabby and sick. They could have done stuff to end it now, but I guess it's gonna continue. But I guess because I got a thing for that white girl, man, for Nancy. She can get, something I just found out too, that she's old as shit.
For real?
She's in her 50s.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yo, I'm dead ass. And some girl actually told me about that. And I was like, what, you crazy? She's like in her 30s now. This lady's like, I want to say 51 or something.
Damn.
Yep. So, but Weeds is a real good show. Check it out. My documentary I'm going to recommend is a documentary called The Secret. The Secret, I have this never leaves my instinct, to be honest. It's a documentary about the law of attraction, which pretty much says that, anything that you really want in this universe, you can get it if you think of it hard enough and you have the right mindset, and you can attract it. And it's a good motivational documentary to watch, and I have it rated as a 5 stars, so I really recommend it. If you need some motivation and get some shit going in your life, watch the documentary The Secret on Netflix.
Man, who says we don't care about our listeners, dog?
Yeah,
getting them motivated, getting them gift cards.
Everything. Yeah, we haven't even spoken about that.
Man. It's been crazy. We had that live show, and then we had some issues last week. You wanna shout everybody out?
Yeah.
That guy that get to spend that bread.
Yeah, I want to shout out to our 2 faithful listeners, and they just happen to be members of the Kali also. Super Cheech, he won a $10 Google Play gift card. And our second winner, which was actually one of our guests on the 10th live episode, was Prince Bama. Prince Bama also won a $10 Google Play gift card thanks to thekali.com. Shout out to Brooklyn Zone, who provided the Google's Play gift card. We provided the platform. He provided the actual gift cards. But yeah, the live show was really good.
We have to do that again. That shit was funny.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna do it again. We want to apologize to everybody for we had a malfunction with the call-in, which again it wasn't nothing on our end because we tested it beforehand and it did work. But we're definitely gonna do a live show again. It was great. We talked about everything, and like I said, we picked our 2 winners, and Shout out again to Super Cheech and Prince Bama, the winners of our two $10 Google Play gift cards, which they're using right now in the 25-cent sale that Google got on in the Google Play Store. So next time we tell you guys, we're going to have these giveaways. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at GeekSet Radio. Follow us on the Kali.
Google feeding the shit out of the streets right now in 25-cent apps, dog. I got FIFA, I got Madden, I got everything. I was on a train playing Grand Theft Auto, and people was looking at me weird when I whipped out the PlayStation controller.
Yeah, they definitely are. Matter of fact, even before we leave, let me check to see. Let me hook everybody up, see if they put the new apps up already. Yeah, they did. So let me just drop this on people. Then, if you want an Android phone, go on the Google Play Store right now. They have the game Horn. They have the Dark Knight Rises, Haunted House HD, Smart Tools, Nova Launcher Prime. Get that.
Nova Launcher is a really, really good app.
And they have the pro version of it for 25 cents. I'm going to cop that as soon as we get off of here. They have
I'm on my phone right now.
Yeah, they have a great big war game, Scramble with Friends, Kit Numbers and Math, Guns and Glory World War II Premium. That's another good game I heard about. I might cop that. Gravity Guy, Air Control HD, Sketchbook Pro. If you're an artist, go pick that game up Go pick that app up right now and thank me later. If you have a Galaxy Note, or if you're gonna get the new Galaxy Note and you like to draw, pick up Sketchbook Pro. I have that. I don't even really use it, but it's so dope. Go get that. And last, they have a game called Spy Mouse. So you guys already know Google Play, man. Especially if you're Super Cheech or Prince Bam and you listen to us right now, use that card, man.
Sure they will. Them niggas gonna be fucking around.
Oh yeah.
But you got any other shout outs?
Man, again, just want to shout out everybody who's been listening to us since day one. We're on our 11th episode already. Honestly, I never thought we'd be here by now, but we're on our.
We're one of the most popular shows on the interwebs.
Yeah, we pretty much. So we're getting up there. Like I said, I want to say we're almost winging it now, but we're real good at it. But yeah, we're gonna fix up the Podmatic situation because again, we're so popular that as soon as our episodes go up on Podmatic, like we just eat up all our allowed bandwidth, and we pretty much have to wait a month till we get a new bandwidth. Like I said, we're gonna take care of that. The show's slowly growing. Shout out to everybody on Twitter. Shout out to everybody at thekali.com. Shout out again, always shouting out Brooklyn Zoe and BK the God for giving us the platform. And shout out to everybody, all our fans. Keep listening.
Yeah, basically, same shout outs for you that you got, but quick shout out to my teammates from ACA, from Belize Jiu Jitsu. We had their Pan Ams, the No-Gi Pans were in New York City this weekend. And my teammates pretty much went up there and was whooping ass. We got one of my guys had a double gold. He submitted all of his opponents but one. So, good strong work out there, fellas. Bringing the gold back home. Good luck to everybody going out to compete in the Worlds. My professor actually has been getting a lot of attention lately on the nationwide scale. He's ranked inside the top 10 across 2 weight classes. So doing big things down here. Just shout out to my teammates. Love them guys to death like they're my family. Shout out to all the listeners on Twitter. Everybody that's been being patient with us with the bandwidth situation and all that. Shout out to Bellator for letting me cover that event on Friday. I had a lot of fun. Shout out to my man Lukey Boxing. If you guys are fans of boxing MMA, check us out over there. We're slowly taking over this podcast game. So with that being said, I'm Jeff. For Danny, this is GeekSet Radio. We out.